Hi everyone, thanks for visiting my channel today. I'm Hale. So something I've learned to do over the past few years in my time before the Lord is to give Him the space to choose the topic He wants to speak about. I just sit and listen. This morning was no different, but instead of giving me a fresh word, the Lord pointed me back to something He said in 2022. It was a word of warning for America and the church. Not only did I feel a sense of urgency to re-release this word right away, but I felt compelled to check out some current headlines. That's when I found out the reason He wanted me to re-release this word today. Some of you may have already seen this. Not only is the abortion pill now available in drugstores across America, but next Tuesday, March 26th, SCOTUS will be hearing arguments about one of the drugs used in the process of chemical abortion. The drug in question is mifepristone, formerly known as RU-486, and is the first part of a two-drug protocol given to women to end pregnancy in the early stages. Now, years ago, as I counseled young women seeking to end their pregnancy, I remember their firsthand accounts of the pain and trauma experienced from having a chemical abortion. So much so that those who sought a second abortion wanted the surgical procedure instead. And while taking this pharmaceutical cocktail for abortion is made to sound like it is no big deal by pro-choice groups, it is a very painful process that can take up to several days to complete. Often the women I spoke with described being shocked by seeing the expelled remains of their dead babies. Now, if you haven't really investigated how chemical or surgical abortions are performed, I would encourage you to watch a video series hosted by Live Action entitled, "What is Abortion?" The link is in the description box below. And this is what the Lord said to me. Sound the alarm, for the enemy has doubled down and is preparing for another wave of attack. Therefore, soldiers, return to your posts. Make haste then, and quickly man your stations, so as not to be caught off guard when he sends in reinforcements in an attempt to reassert his dominance by contesting the ground he previously lost. Do not be fooled, for your true adversary has not given up, but is biding his time, waiting for my ranks to let down their guard, and thus weaken their defenses, making it a much easier proposition to swoop in and snatch back what he had beforehand stolen. So though right now his forces stand fragmented and are held up in more abortion-friendly states, a regrouping is already underway, as he has not given up on his plan to kill, steal, and destroy this nation's future, which is the reason he has leveled such a heavy attack upon your children. Therefore, do not become lax and turn your attention from this battlefield, as did the previous generations who didn't take his threat seriously. And now look at the path of desolation he was allowed to cut through this land, which will only broaden if he is given a chance to rebuild that nationwide stronghold which my hand has torn down. Then to think the enemy has taken his lumps and walked away is naive at best, for though his dominion was broken, he shall not relent. So thirsty is his vengeance against mankind that he is continually looking for ways to devour you like prey. And so for this reason, my army must stand as vigilant watchmen, constantly assessing and reassessing the boundary lines of this nation, so that not only any obvious breaches are shored up, but also those which at this time seem rather innocuous. Think how many laws and regulations currently standing, those that reward sin and constrain freedom, were never thought to have any chance of being enforced as statutes. Although his evil scheme has yet to fully materialize in the temporal sense, I have already seen his plan of execution, which is why I am issuing this warning. Therefore, do not sit idle, but instead Hasten the day, for the enemy has not given up, so neither should you. Pray then that every avenue the enemy has begun to lay is blocked, and his access points are cut off, so that the demonic highways that are already being constructed collapse, so that his trail of human carnage is stopped in its tracks. Soldiers rise and fight, for in order to see the sanctity of life upheld in every community, city, and state, my army must dig in their heels and determine in their hearts to fight against this evil practice of infanticide until it is no longer a legal right anywhere on American soil. Take seriously this charge, for your commanding officer has once again issued a call to arms. Assume your battle stance and brandish your weapons, as you must pursue this enemy with a relentless fervor until his forces are utterly decimated and abortion is abolished for good. Thanks again for joining me today.